Once upon a time in a little cottage, there was a little mouse who was madly in love with a mop. Yes, a mop. You've probably never heard of such a thing, but the little mouse didn't care what anyone else thought. He just knew that he loved that mop. Now this mop lived in the hallway of the cottage, and every night the little mouse would sneak out of his hole and go to the hallway. There he would take a piece of pink paper and write a love letter to the mop. Then, when the coast was clear, he would slide the love letter under the mop's door. One night he wrote, "My dearest mop, I love you more than cheese. You are the only one for me." And then he slid the note under the door. The mouse then ran back to his hole, his heart pounding with love and anticipation. What would the mop say? Would the mop feel the same way about him? Oh, how he hoped so. Meanwhile, the mop did feel something when it saw the pink note under its door. It was a blush, a deep, deep red. In fact, it was the same shade of red as the little mouse's heart. The mop had never received a love letter before. Not one that was written on pink paper with words that were sweet like honey. The mop was so embarrassed, but also very flattered. It wanted to respond to the mouse, tell him how it felt, but it was too shy. So the next time the little mouse came out of his hole, the mop did something else. It took a bouquet of flowers and placed them on the floor in front of the door. Then it hoped the little mouse would understand. Of course, the little mouse did understand. He understood perfectly. The mop loved him. Oh, how he had known it all along. The little mouse was so happy that the mop loved him. He began to dance. He danced, and he laughed, and in his excitement, he lost his balance and fell off the table. But he didn't care. He was too busy falling in love with the mop. And as for the mop, well, it was so happy that the little mouse loved it back, that it did something it had never done before. It stood up on its own two handles and walked down the hallway. It wanted to talk to the little mouse, to ask him if he really meant the words he had written in the love letter. But before the mop could get to the little mouse, something unexpected happened. The little mouse had brought a chair over to the table to sit on so he could write his love letters. And as the mop walked past the chair, it knocked it over. And as the chair went crashing to the floor, the mop fell over too. The little mouse came running. He saw the mop on the floor and all the flowers scattered around. And in that moment, he knew that the mop loved him. Oh, how he had known it all along.